Hey guys, welcome to class. As y'all know, today's our last day to do our final speech, so that's awesome. Another class down. But I decided to do my speech on the problem with immigration into the U.S. and it's a very broad topic, but what I'm going to be talking about a little bit more, pinpointing it down, is to the the Border Patrol and the Homeland Security Department wanting to put in this plan and to abolish this border hopping, as they call it, in one of the articles that I found on EasyArticles.com. Another place I found thing was police.com. It's just a simple site showing what plans that Homeland Security has and has come up with in the past. Um, but first, I'm going to start out by talking about the U.S. Border Patrol as the branch of Homeland Security. Basically, what it was designed to do was the Border Patrol was to be designed as represent a line of defense for the American borders and our freedom and the things that we have fought so long for, and to sanction the illegal immigrants entering into the country. They also targeted um, coyotes, which are people smuggling other people into the country. The key factors of this were among different things, but the key factors of the Border Patrol exist along the Mexican border in the state of Texas and California. However, since the terrorist attacks in September 11th, 2001, the Border Patrol have started focusing on um, more type of people that have just come into the country and have dealt with terrorists, or they have found new data linking some of the people that have crossed over the border to some other terrorist ties entering the states, also bordering Canada, not just the Mexican and U.S. border. A lot of terrorists have decided to come through Canada, and we have found new data showing that these people are coming through there because they believe it's easier. And the U.S. Border Patrol is now put out over, I think it was 32, yeah, it was $32 billion to try and um, do away with that thought process and make it known that it wasn't going to happen that way. Um, Agents patrol as well as 6,000 miles of land. They also oversee 2,000 miles of coastal border into U.S. Waterways and different things like that, such as surrounding Florida Peninsula and Puerto Rico. They might as well just give Puerto Rico to us because we pretty much own it, from what I've seen in this article so far. Since this plan has come into effect, we've seen the Border Patrol apprehend close to 1 million people attempting illegal entry into our country and shipping illegal harvest and goods and illegal substances into our country, and almost close to 500,000 per year is the number, and it's slowly gotten lower as we try to keep pushing this problem and make it known that our country will not be sitting back and just be relaxed about this. It's something that needs to be done. It's something that's been serious and has been dealt with. Another thing is that I found out was that the U.S. Border Patrol cost us over $200 billion in taxes, and the thing is, we don't have $200 billion. So it's more to say that Homeland Security is doing what they have to, but where they get the money is not seen. And at least in the research that I've done and the articles I've been reading, I have not been able to find any evidence of where the money has come from. Many different people will suspect um, high donors. I don't believe that. Personally, I believe we're printing money and giving it to the U.S. Border Patrol and Homeland Security. But that's just, from what I've seen, that's just my personal belief in that. Another major issue that we deal with is the Mexican patrol and Mexican military. They're constantly trying to work with us, slash bringing in drugs and bringing in different things like that, and as well as people and fugitives. There was over 30 busts in the past 2 years of Mexican fugitives, and some were even on the most wanted list that they had brought back into the country. And Mexican Border Patrol was, saying they were helping out, but yet they were just sending people to us. Kind of like when we had ties with Cuba decades back. Fidel Castro made a deal with the President Carter at the time to make a plan to be able to work together, and said he was, but in retrospect, what he was doing was he was taking advantage of us, and President Carter's melancholy attitude about things, and President Carter even goes on to talk about that and many different things. I'm reading Decision Points by George W. Bush right now. There's many different things in there that talks about his plan for the Border Patrol and things that he's not wanting to do that President Carter had done. But now that he is out of office, we don't hear much about that problem anymore, because we just pat it down with so many. It's okay, we've got it handled, basically. But same thing that Carter did, which President Bush didn't want to do. And Carter and Fidel Castro made this deal, and these fugitives come over here, and Fidel Castro actually, and this is a true fact, he emptied out all the mental institutions, mental hospitals, and jails, and sent these people over here. And not some of them, most of them were caught, but some of them were unaccounted for. So what can you do there? But all this, in conclusion to what I've been learning and studying about this, is really come to shock me, and I didn't know it was as big a problem as it really was. I knew that there were many people coming over here taking the jobs that United States citizens deserve, and just because they get undercut because certain people don't pay taxes, I feel like it's definitely a problem. It needs to be addressed, and I'm glad that there is something being done. Not very happy about some of the ethics about the way that some of the things I've read that are being done, and the debt that we're putting ourselves under with it. I feel like that there may be some different ways that we could study and find an alternative route around it. But that's my presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully we can get this Border Patrol wrapped up and get these people out. Thank you, and good night, and God bless.